Where's Dave?
Cheeky lamppost. Fucking love it.
What is happening? We are on our way to the project. We've got the internet installation carried out at Project Sun today. Windows are being fitted at Project Western this morning, and I'm off to see one of my builders' projects. It's a builder that I'm looking to use on many projects moving forward. So I want to see what he's up to. I think I've seen one of his projects before a long time ago, but I want to see what he's doing now because I want to get him on many projects. So when you're doing due diligence on builders, it's always good to look at their projects, see what they've done. Obviously you've got to do like, what's your experience, what time frames do you usually operate in, budgets, costs, get references, speak to previous clients of theirs. I've done all of that. Like I'm pretty much mates with this builder. I do know him really well, but it is definitely good to go and see their work and see what quality of work. It's good to see different stages of the work. Obviously the end stage to see the final finish, but pre-plaster as well. So behind the plasterboard, you want to see how they've wired everything, plumbed everything. You know, is it all structurally sound? Is it all fine? Like, is it the way you would want it to be? So you want to see different stages, which is obviously really good. But no, we're back on track. And here's a wee tip as well. So with the offer accepted I got last week for a client, we are viewing the property, the structural engineer / architect, the builder, client, me, are all going on the same day at the same time. So you have to get these people in. Like I've got the solicitor sorted and stuff. They obviously don't need to view it, but you have to get these people in, and it's good to get them all in A, as soon as possible, but B, ideally on the same day, because then they can start putting their heads together. Because when you get the architect across, he'll have his way of doing things and he'll see what he sees, right? But then when you have a builder who's done countless HMO conversion projects, he might be like, yeah, but if we do this, then, you know, might be able to get an extra ensuite out of it, might be able to get an extra studio out of it, or an extra 3 square meters if we alter it here. And the architect might go, oh yeah, that's brilliant, and if we do that, then we could do this. And then I'll go, then if we could do that, then we could do, do you know what I mean? And it's a really highly productive bit of time, you know, rather than sending emails. So the builder suggested we could do this, waiting a day for the architect to reply, so it's like immediately fast feedback loops. So if you can get them all on the same day at the same time, then you're golden. You know, absolutely golden, because then the architect can go away with my input and the builder's input and put everything together, and then it might be like wee tweaks and stuff like that, which is fair enough. But yeah, I think that's like the best thing to do, in my humble opinion. And got an off-market HMO viewing with the builder next Monday or Tuesday, waiting to hear back which day. And that would be a 7-bed reconfiguration only. I'm getting phoned. See you at the project. See you in a bit.
All right, we're going up this staircase. Look at this. Gonna see what he's been building. Fucking hell, I wasn't expecting this, I can't lie. But I'll take it. I love visiting shit like this, man. This is like the best part about my job, I can't lie.
Where's Dave?
Cheeky lamppost.
Is he boxed in, or does he want to
Fucking love it. Alright, let's get back down. But I'll tell you this much, that is one hell of a project the builder's on. A boy I know owns it, and they're building the top half, and it's all going to be a big fat HMO. And that's him there, give him a wee shout out. You know, fucking love it. I love seeing my builder doing crazy cool shit like this, and I love visiting shit like this because it inspires me, because I want to own one of these one day, and that is what you're going to see on this channel one day. Come on.
Look at where we are. Sun Street. It is Project Sun, and I'm currently waiting for, you might be able to see my laptop in the background on the floor there, but this is my new office setup for tonight. I'm waiting for the internet to be installed. But whilst I wait for the internet to be installed, I want to talk about focus and how it has changed everything for me. So in the summer, up until, I don't know, I want to say about 6 weeks ago, about a month ago, I was hell-bent, you probably would have saw it on these videos, like I was hell-bent on starting my own portfolio whilst like building my company McPherson Properties, where I have the generational wealth program, right, where I build portfolios for people. So that means my focus was on building a company from scratch with no loans or anything, just self-funding, and starting a whole portfolio, which is itself is like building a company from scratch, right, and handling it myself. So it means my attention was like, let's say 50-50, right? 50-50, or I'll say it was about 70-30, so 70% on these projects and all that stuff that I'm doing for clients. That means 30% of my attention was going to try and raise hundreds of thousands of pounds in finance, finding investors, rebranding myself, doing all the cold outreach, the high volume stuff, and the calls, the sales calls, the scripts, everything like that. And basically, 30% of your time is not enough to do something to that scale, in my opinion, from my experience anyway. So I decided to make a really tough decision, and that was just negate all of that, get rid of all of the raising of finance and my dream of starting my own portfolio, HMO portfolio, right? Which was really, really tough because that's what I came down here to do a few years ago, and decided to put all of my attention, my energy, my focus in building other people's portfolios and building a business, building a company that stands for a lot. So what happened when I made that decision, and what did that look like? So now that I have 100% of my time back to focus on one thing only, it was having all my social media geared towards that, whether it was my newsletters, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, having all of it geared towards that, all the call to actions towards that, all the things I spoke about were about that, right? And same with the newsletters. Like, so I basically restarted my newsletter, doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and having a call to action. So I tell a story, or it's called 30-second property lessons. So very easy to read stuff. And if you want in that, by the way, you can just click one of the things below if it's like free checklist. So get a free checklist and you can join the newsletter, okay? However, so little like newsletter bites. And at the end of it, I would tie what I was talking about into the call to action. So it wasn't just like out of place. It made sense that there was a call to action. So for example, it would be, and this would be like across a lot of my posts on social media, it would be, I would tell a story of how the police showed up at Project Western and surrounded the sandblaster, and the neighbours confronted him as well for simply doing his job, and how I had to drive down, sort all of that, like speak with the police, speak with the neighbours, stay there for about 6 hours to make sure that no one kicked off, and be in a pretty like dangerous situation, all whilst my client was on holiday with his family, you know. And then I would tie it in with a call to action, right? So like that's the sort of thing I'd done. I then made sure the branding was okay, made sure that's what I was talking about. And then I started to create something. I wanted to create something that I was proud of. And that was the Generational Wealth Program, which is where I build HMO portfolios for certain people and basically back them up, like protect them with buy-to-lets down the line. So it's like a 5 to 10 year plan. It's not just do one of these and then leave. It's like, how are we going to work together for the next 5 to 10 years? And really spent a lot of time creating that, because I wanted to create, I'm not ready to like mentor anyone. However, I do want to provide value and change people's lives for the better. And that is the best way that I'm going to achieve that for now. So that's what I'm really passionate, and that's like all of my energy is going towards that. So I created that, launched it, and basically said, look, I've only got 3 spots right now because I'm operating it all by myself, and then filled those spots quickly. And now all of my attention was finding deals, got an offer accepted last week, find the client. Basically, all of my attention has been on one thing. And it's changed everything. It's gotten the results, because before that I hadn't, like, you know, I was like doing bits of everything. So I wasn't finding clients, I wasn't finding deals, wasn't getting offers accepted, wasn't raising finance, because I wasn't allocating all of my time to something. I wasn't actually achieving anything, you know, kept bouncing from one thing to another. And this is very recent stuff, you know, so it just shows that, like, you might think, oh, he's got it all put together and stuff. You can see him still learning in real time and sharing it. But when you put your focus into something, when you put like everything into one thing and make sure like you nurture that and build it up to something, because that'll be the foundation of everything else. Because now that I'm putting all of it into this company, when I hire staff, when I have an office, when I have everything, that will then fund my portfolio as well as raising finance, but offer security to those people, you know. It'll basically be the foundation of everything that I build, whether it's a huge portfolio or etc. And having that focus and saying no to things, I've had to say no to things, you know, I've had tempting offers and I've had to say no, which is really difficult, but there's a lot of power in saying no. For example, I still turn down, like I've had to turn down clients because I know I'm at max capacity. My next stop is, you know, hiring someone to handle things like that are low ROI tasks, like admin and such, and then like a project manager and so forth. But for now, I've had to say no. And I've had to say no because if I dilute myself too much, then people are paying top dollar for my service, then they're going to be very angry, you know, and we can't have that. So the next stop would be hiring and scaling, which is pretty exciting. But see, when I've achieved more in this past month or 6 weeks than I pretty much have all year, all because I just stopped being tempted by things that I thought I wanted that were actually distractions, and have a goal and just be nothing but focused on that goal. Does this, like if anything, any opportunity comes or to do anything, does this help me get towards that goal? No, brilliant, bye. No, bye. And it's actually very simple to say no to things when you have that frame, when you have that little thought process. Does this help me achieve what I want with McPherson Properties? No. You know, if someone offers me like a serviced accommodation, no, like it doesn't. It's just a distraction. It's just a distraction. And it's really difficult in some aspects because you might be thinking, yeah, but these are a lot of opportunities. You don't know where they're going to lead to. It's like, I understand that, but you've got to learn the power of saying no. And then you start to respect yourself more. And then you start like going, right, you feel a lot more serious about what you're pursuing because you're turning down these other things, you know. You can apply that to friendships, relationships, gym, whatever. But if you just remain 100% focused on one thing, like it's basically like when you're starting a fire, it takes a long time to start the fire, and then you've got to nurture it, add little bits here and there, and then eventually that fire warms you. But what you don't want is that fire fucking burning you. So that's the position that I'm in. Like I've got the fire, it's warming me up a little bit, but I don't want it to burn me. And by burning me, I mean like over leveraging myself and taking on way too many clients, too many projects, and then just imploding. You know, that's what I mean by like getting burnt by the fire you started. So I want it to warm me. I want it to be the thing that I realized that I might be rambling and chatting shit, but I want it to, you get what, hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. Just stay focused on what you're doing, man. I hope this made sense. I'm just trying to fill time, to be honest. The vanity units are being stored, put in tomorrow. Painters are starting next Monday. Valuation booked for start of November. And then this is it. We're expecting this one to get about 475, 480, you know, end value, about 50,000 thereabouts per year, pre-bills. Post-bills, you're looking at about 14,000 again, which is good. It's over £1,000 a month for a client, which is very exciting stuff, man. It's very exciting. I think, do you know what? That's today's video. I know it's not been a great one, but like what I said there about being focused, it's changed my life. It's changed my entire life. I know where my business is going and everything is working. It's all starting to click, and it's just, please try and implement some of it into your life, whether it's fitness, whether it's relationships, whether it's your company, or whether you're raising finance, whether you're just try and implement some of it. Like just staying hyper focused on one goal and that only one thing, and not being distracted by all these things, that genuinely can change your life. Do it for a long time, you know, and this is it, and that's that, you know, right? Remember to like and subscribe. The next video will be like a site visit day one, where we go around the projects and see what's going on, see what's happened. And next week, we're going to see the new project. Exciting. Right. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.